Okay, so I don't know exactly where I had left off yesterday. I did a little bit of filming before I left to go to jury duty yesterday, and I didn't get a chance to really come back in here to work too much on this project. But so far, what I've done is I took which I think I showed, I'm not sure, but I had this mason jar wedding invitation, and I'm wanting to make a flip book out of it. And so I went on ahead and took this as my template, and I traced around it, and I used one of my jelly prints to be my front, and I traced it out, as well as using a cereal box and some cardboard, and I cut out I traced them and cut them out, and then I've done 2 out of the cereal boxes back here. And I'm wanting to make this a shaker card, so for my front, on my front of the flip book. And so what I've done is I just took a index card and I cut a little bit off. I believe the measurements for this is 3 by 3.5. And then I just tried to center it on each layer, and I measured it with my ruler about 1 inch in from each side here. And I didn't really worry too much about the top, but 1 inch on each side and 1 inch from the bottom. And then I traced this, and then used my X-Acto knife and cut them all out. And I've done that for these 2, so this is going to be my base, and then I'm going to be putting it here. But I want to have more space in between my shaker, so that there'll be space for the sequins to move around. So what I've done is, on these like priority boxes, I just took one of these, like the smaller priority boxes, and I took the same index card and traced it, and then left a little bit of a border around each one. And I don't know how many, how high I'm going to stack it, but I don't have foam tape. So if you had foam tape, this step would be, you wouldn't even have to worry about this step. But I don't have foam tape, and I could have already went and bought some, but I'd already started doing this yesterday, so I was like, well, I'll just keep doing it. And plus I'm getting to use, materials that maybe I wouldn't have before. And so I thought, well, I'll just go ahead and stick with it. And I'm just using my X-Acto knife so that I can get a good cut on here. And if you're not too familiar with cutting things out with like your X-Acto knife, you don't want to press down too hard. You just lightly press down, and you just go over it as many times as you need. Because if you press down really hard, excuse me, especially on cardboard, it's going to, you're going to like tear it, or it's going to buckle up a little bit. So I just go over it several times, just making sure that it cuts. And that's an easy way also to make sure that you're cutting in a straight line, or sort of straight line. So that one didn't go through just yet, so we'll go a couple more times. And that's just basically what I'm doing right now. Kind of wanted to show where I was at in the process, and I'll probably be pausing the camera until after I get all these cut out, and whenever I get to my next step of how I'm wanting to put this flip book together. And like I'd said before, I've never made a flip book before, and I just wanted it to be something a little bit different, and hopefully it will turn out cute, because in my mind it seems really cute right now. But I'm going to go ahead and finish cutting this out, and then I'm going to cut out the centers Excuse me. And then I will be back. And see, and then I can keep this for something else. I don't know what, but now it looks kind of cool. Almost reminds me of like a tissue box. So, I don't know. But anyways. Alright, I will be back. Okay, so I've got them all cut out. I just cut out 4 of them. And you can also save the insides of, like, I'm going to save these because I can always do like little pieces of art on these or something. Possibly in ATC, because I think ATCs are 2.5 by 3, maybe? I can't remember. But what I'm wanting to do is see how many of these I'm going to want. See how thick I want it. Probably get away with just doing 3. Didn't cut them exactly straight. That's why whenever I glue them together, I gotta make sure that I'm gluing them. Because it doesn't matter if these sides match up as long as this in here matches up. Okay. So yeah, I think 3 will do fine. I'm gonna keep this to the side. And then I'm just gonna go on and glue this together. I'm just going to use my homemade Mod Podge. And if you guys are if this is one of my first videos that you've watched, I sometimes make my homemade Mod Podge, and you just take regular white school glue and water, and it makes, I mean, it's a lot thinner. You can thicken it up. You can put more glue than you do water, but and then I put it in this little container that I got at the Dollar Tree, and I like it because it's flat on this end and flat on this side. And so whenever it's running low, I can just have it open like that. So I like that. Let's see, this paintbrush. I should take better care of my paintbrushes. I'm gonna use it anyway. Okay, so I've got that adhered. I straightened out the edges a little bit. I'm still going to be straightening out the the edges on here to make sure that none of this is showing. But what I wanted to do first before I glued this together and got it adhered, I think I'm going to paint these inside edges. And I think I'm going to paint it in white. And I've just got this warm white by Americana. Get out one of my little cupcake liners that I've been using lately for a palette. Just put a little paint in it and move on. Alrighty, and I think I will use a sponge for this, a makeup sponge. Well, I'm going to say if I cut off those edges afterwards, well, I'll just repaint. What do I want to do? Hang on. I think before I do this, I'm going to go in and clean up the edges on it so that I don't have to do a step twice. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to glue this down, and then whatever, see, because that doesn't actually leave me. If I can get it lined up just right, I won't have to cut off any of the excess. So let's see if I can get that lined up just right. Oh, hang on. Missing a step. Actually, let me pause the video. I gotta get a piece of, almost forgot to put my plastic in there. So I'll be right back. I gotta get a piece of acetate or plastic or something. Okay, I thought I would film this right quick. I just found these. I have these glitter stickers or whatever, like alphabet stickers. And I'm just gonna use the plastic from this packaging, I think. Oh, well, looky there. That's even, it comes with this. I was thinking of using this, but I think I'll use this instead. Whoop, set it in my glue. So we can go and set this to the side for now. Now I got the glue on that. I'm getting it all dusty from my desk. Okay, so move this out of the way right quick. I've just got my little deal I've been using here. I'm just going to give myself some extra space. This pencil's not even going to show up, but just kind of giving me a general idea of where I'm wanting to cut. I will save that for another shaker card later. Can't hardly see those lines at all. It's okay. Alright, let's see. Did I make it too... Well, dang it. y'all are just seeing the process of what's going on here, because now I need to paint it before I put the plastic on, because I know that I will get paint on my plastic here. So it's all a process, you guys. You see how my brain is working, and like, especially whenever it's something I haven't done before, at least I catch myself and I don't have to like come back and do it or start over or something. So at least I'm catching it. I'm going to paint just where all this cardboard is. I don't want it to show up as cardboard necessarily. It also gives a good little outline, and from whenever I cut the paper, you don't see the white, or well, you know, it's going to be white, but you don't, either way, it makes it look better, I think. Okay, so I think that's what I'm going to do right quick. I'm going to go in and paint all the inside edges of this piece as well as the next, and then I'll come back. You guys don't have to just sit here and watch me dab, dab, dab. Okay, so everything should be pretty much dry, and I think now we can go on ahead and add our piece of plastic, or acetate. And hopefully this all holds. And because I'm not super positive that it should, but in case the clear tacky glue doesn't want to hold on, stay, I think I'm going to put some washi tape around these edges just to kind of secure it more. Okay, that piece is done. And I think before I adhere anything else, or maybe I'll go in and adhere this. Add some more glue in here. So this is the beginning stages of a mason jar flipbook. That's what we've got so far. And I believe what I'm going to end up doing And I should have done it already, I know. But I think, oops, I got stuff all over. I think I'm going to paint the back of this. And I think I'm going to paint it. I was going to do white, but yeah, I think I'll do white just because I already have it out. So that's what I'm going to do now. Okay, the next step I'm wanting to take right quick is I'm wanting to decide what papers and stuff I'm going to have on my other 2 pages for my flipbook. And I think since the cover is a jelly print mixed media type, then I think I'm going to go in and look through my my jelly prints and see if there are some that I want to use. Like, I really like this one. I think this and this other one, it might be a little too dark for what I've got going on. This one could be good. This one. And this one might be almost too dark, but we'll see. So let's set this up here. Okay. I need one for back here as well, so let's see. Let's look at this one first. And since my roses and everything is facing that way, I would want it going up. So I think I will flip it over. And going ahead and trace this out. So I've cut out all the papers I think that I'm going to need, and then I went on ahead and decided for one of them, I think. I just cut it out in purple cardstock, and I think because what I'm wanting to do with one of them is use some of my jelly plate labels that I've made. And this is one of my very favorite jelly prints that I did. But I'm wanting to see if I can place them all on here. Let's see what, kind of place them in a, can't think of what I'm trying to say, but Kat Hand did it like on her journal cover, and I kind of did it on my journal cover for my mixed media morsels. So let's see, I'm wanting... going to go a little bit different because I'm for sure wanting this rose like right in the middle. all my papers cut out and everything, and this is how that last page turned out. And I like that. I think it's cool. And it gave me a chance to use my labels. So now what I'm wanting to do is whenever I put my flipbook together, I'm wanting to make sure that I have enough space in between from when the pages turn and everything, so that whatever I put on the inside, it's not going to make like the tape is going to hold and everything, and there's going to be a little bit of space. So what I'm thinking I'm going to be able to do is I'm going to try to make sort of like a gusset on like as if I was making like a mini album. So let me see if we can do this. So I'm going to need, where are we at here? Let's see. I'm going to need, and I'm just going to do it out of this scrap paper, purple cardstock. So I'm going to need one to flip in that way and one to flip in that way. I'm going to need two of them. So I'm going to go on ahead and cut this. Let's see, I'm going to cut at, where am I at? Two, I want to do two, no, let's do 1.5. I'm going to cut it at 1.5 inches. I need two of them. Okay. Then this probably isn't going to work as good as this is supposed to be like a scoring. 1 inch. A little crooked. Scoot it over about, do it like 1/8 of an inch. I'm just kind of eyeballing this. I'm not keeping it at. That way when we fold, hopefully you can't hear my husband's listening to a podcast in the living room. So see, this gives me just this little bit of space. That way we know, or you know, that I can be comfortable that it's not going to tear. I almost wonder, no, it should be fine. So I'm just going to do that. And I don't mind that it's uneven. It's not going to show at all. And I'm just going to flatten this back out real quick. I'm going to taper these edges like this. And then so whenever I go putting everything together, like for instance, so I could put one in here and then one on this other side, and it's going to give me that space. So I'll have a little bit of space there. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the other one, and then I will be. Okay. I'm going to take some glue. I'm just going to lay it up against, kind of not quite right up against that score line, but pretty close. And earlier I'd painted both sides of this as well. Whoop. And I'm going to set this to the side to dry. And I think while I wait for that to dry, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go around all the edges in white right quick. Or no, I'm not going to do that till after. Yeah, I am. I'm going to do that now. I'm going to put them... inside, or the pages glued here, and then I'm gonna have another one here. But before I do that, what's gonna be inside my shaker window that's gonna show through? So this is just the back of here. I just went on ahead and traced where my thing needs to go, and I'm just gonna use the piece that I cut out for my front of that. So it's just going to be glued right here in the middle. Okay, so on the cover of this here, inside my shaker, I think I want to put one of these little wood icons. And I think I'm going to choose... Let's go with pink. So they already have this like sticky on it. I wonder. Whoa. I've already broke it. Just trying to... Well then, okay, yeah, that works. Kind of zoom in on this part. I can get it to zoom all the way. Okay. Yeah, that's okay. Just thinking about moving it down some, but that should be fine. Actually, I think I do want to move it down. Yeah, but that broke already, but if I piece it back together, it should look fairly okay. Okay, come on, no. Crap. That's what I get for not leaving well enough alone. Okay. Now, let's see. Let me get my sequins out. See if I can just kind of put them all in the center here and they won't. What other colors? Alright, I hope that's not too much. Let's see if we can have an epic fail if I put some of these beads in there. Like, let's just make a little alright. Oh, okay. Now, can't see, I'm over here gluing, putting glue down on the outside of the frame. Alright, let's put it down. Okay. So it's a shaker. That's what it is. So I like how that turned out. Now, I think, I don't know that I'm going to film the rest of it as far as decorating. I don't know yet. We'll just have to see. But so far, this is, oh, let me back up. Okay. Okay, so far this is my mason jar flipbook I got going on, which I'm probably going to end up doing a lot more to it. I think it's just so plain right now. There's so much I want to do. So I'll probably end up filming more of it. Anyways, here's the front. I need to open it. Here's this page. This, and then the back. So, yeah. I think I'll be doing more to it. I'm just not sure at this point what I'm going to be doing yet. So I'm going to go on ahead and pause this, think about it. I don't know, I might set it here and wait till, you know, come back to it tomorrow maybe. But, yeah. Alright.